morning, class. How's everybody doing today? Before I get started, I've got something I need. I need a volunteer to help do the video for Heritage Day. Jackson, you will be absolutely perfect. Thank you so much for volunteering. I appreciate it.
So what am I supposed to do? Maybe I should go by Dr. Schwang.
Nah, that's lame.
Doctor, I have a
troglodyte! I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
Die!
Doctor, I have a question for you.
What can I do for you, Jackson?
So, Doctor, I'm doing that Heritage Day video thing, and I was wondering if you had any suggestions.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, of course. I've known the school for a long time. Let me tell you exactly what you need to know. In the 90s, when there were a number of families who were interested in starting a new type, and they were Episcopal, and they wanted a school that would, speak to individual interests for students
And give them opportunities that they may not have in other.
And that about covers it. If you put all of that in your video, I think that'll be enough.
So, I didn't get any of that.
Told you it was lame.
Well, I guess that means I'm going on a quest to discover the history of the school. So where else can we go to get some valuable information? Aha! The Wikipedia page. Let's see. Bishop Seabury is a private, coeducational Episcopal middle school. Hold on a sec. What does coeducational mean? Oh! So that's what co-ed means. Uh-huh. This address. This is where Seabury was started. Aha! I know exactly what I need to do. I need to go to that address. 15 minutes? Oh, heck no. Screw that. Excuse me, Doctor. I just need to borrow this for a moment. Thank you.
Bishop Seabury Academy, founded in 1997. I'm sure most of you have heard stories about the old building, but none of us were here when it was in use, so none of us know what it looks like. Luckily, I was able to steal a scrapbook from Doctor's room. In it are several pictures taken in the final days before the school moved location. It goes without saying that it looked vastly different, though some things have stayed the same. Yes, these are the same lunch tables that we use today. Here's the old computer lab. Looks like the stage has always been in the gym. In the old days, the theaters had to climb up a ladder and manually take down that basketball hoop before every performance and put it back up afterwards.
Well, now that I know where Bishop Seabury Academy was born, I need to know the deepest, darkest, and oldest secrets of the school. Hey, Mr. Knudsen.
Hi, Jackson.
I've got some questions for you.
You do?
I do. I heard you've been here since the beginning of the school, is that right?
That is true. Yep.
How long have you been affiliated with the school?
I think, what is it, 19 years maybe?
What were the circumstances under which you were hired? If you can tell us.
Oh.
You don't have to.
No, I talked to a guy that was starting up a school in Lawrence, and I said I'd be interested in working there, and so I got an interview and I got hired. That was before there was a building or anything, so it was kind of a shot in the dark.
Why have you stayed so long?
I like it here.
Oh,
I like the students, I like the subject, so I don't have any reason to go anywhere.
What is your favorite tradition at the school?
Probably convocation, because you get done and then you've got a whole big stretch of time off. Plus Christmas is coming right after that, so then you got another nice long stretch.
Regarding the new campus, what do you think that Seabury students gain by moving here?
A lot of space, no mice. There was water out at the other building that was so toxic you could like smell it when somebody was running the water fountain. So it's just a big upgrade in every way.
In my travels and endeavors to discover the history of this school, mice have come up a lot. Was it really like a big mice problem?
Yes. Yeah. So sometimes I would grade first hour. When I didn't have first hour, I'd grade in what they called the library. And I remember if I was sitting still long enough, I'd have mice running over my feet and stuff like that. So I know Mr. Kellogg came after a vacation and found dead mice in the printer. So yeah, there were a lot of mice.
Whoa, okay then. Amongst all the mice, what do you think Seabury students lost when they moved to this location?
You know, I don't really think a lot because that campus was small. It was not very nice. It was out in the country, which was kind of neat. You know, I remember seeing like bald eagles landing in the field behind my room, but I don't think there was a lot lost.
If we really didn't lose anything, why do you think we still have Heritage Day?
I think it wasn't the building and the campus so much as like what the students felt like it meant to be a new school, to be a small school, what the faculty felt like it meant to be teaching at a place like that. And so, you know, you can grow out of things like that pretty easily and become a bureaucracy and stuff like that just ends up causing problems. So I think that's the main thing that we want to remember.
Awesome. After the interview with the school elder, I began to think I've been going about this all wrong. I don't need to know the history of the school, but the spirit of the school.
So what does Seabury student mean to me? First of all, a Seabury student has the ability to think critically for themselves. As I'm sure you've heard your teachers say, we don't simply take the information that is given to us and regurgitate it. Well, what we try to do is we take the information, think about it, and come to our own conclusions.
A Seabury student is someone who cares about their community and works to make it a more inclusive environment for everyone.
A Seabury student is someone who is trustworthy and kind.
I think that a Seabury student is connected and involved, and they think about others in the community that they're in, whether that's school or church or Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or anything else.
Secondly, I think a Seabury student is creative. You simply have to sit in the Commons and look around at all the artwork that's there. Go to a Seabury play, go to a Seabury sporting event, sit in a Seabury classroom, and you'll see creativity.
To me, the most important thing about being a Seabury student is the whole culture we have around being trustworthy and open with each other. I mean, for example, just look at how we don't have any locks on lockers.
To me, a Seabury student is a student who is kind, welcoming, and willing to go out of their way to help others.
They're my family.
Thirdly, a Seabury student takes advantage of the opportunities that are given to them. For me personally, I've been given very, very, very many opportunities by Seabury, and I try to take advantage of every single one. And when I look at my peers, I see them also taking advantage of all the opportunities that are given to them.
Being a Seabury student, it's so much more than just being a student. You know, at Seabury, students are athletes, they're musicians, they're actors. And plus, you can be as involved or as little involved as you want to be. Seabury's environment also really helps to push, character development of leadership skills, study skills. One of the nice things about Seabury is that you can really take creative liberties. We've got these great art projects like the rain barrels, or you can do what I do and rap Shakespeare. Like, that's so cool. I love Seabury.
Finally, a Seabury student has respect for themselves and a respect for others.
Throughout my quest, I've seen lots of new things and talked to a lot of new people. I've learned things about Seabury that I didn't know before, and I suppose if I had to sum it all up, I would say this. While we take this day to look back on our heritage, we must also realize that it is equally important that we look forward. The school has only gotten better as the years have progressed, and it will only continue to get better. That is, as long as we don't forget what it means to be Seabury. This is not a day to look back on the good old days, but to reflect on those values that we began with, so that we do not forget who we are. So the point of this video is to remind us all what it means to be a Seabury student, so we can pass the torch on to a newer and younger generation of students who will continue to make this school better.
Doctor, I've done it. I figured it out.
You're no match for the dark side, Obi-Wan. Ah!
Okay, I'll come back later.
What draws you to Seabury? What keeps you coming back?
I really like the community. I like the relationships between teachers and the students. And I mean, obviously I've made a lot of friends here. Everyone's really supportive here. There's no like real competition, like the competition is yourself, but everyone's like here to make you feel good about yourself and help you through your high school career.
Originally, the first thing that I noticed was being able to play sports. There's no tryouts. I think that's really cool, and I think that's one of the reasons that's kept me here.
The chance to be so involved. We don't offer that many extracurriculars, but you have the option to be involved. Like, I'm involved in sports and in theater and choir and FBLA and all this other stuff.
I would say definitely the grander sense of community that we have around here, and especially classmates. I think that having such a small class and a community where things are intimate is really, really good. Something that you can't find a lot of places. And that's a big part of it. And also the teachers, all of the teachers are really, really good, and they've been really helpful with everything, every class I've ever had.
The community.
The people at Seabury is what draws me here. Also, the community service component at Seabury is really great because it makes us all go out and think about more than just ourselves.
I think it's the community. I really got the feeling of the community. 7th grade all-school play. I came into the school, I knew 2 other people. Both of whom were sitting over there. And I was scared of everything and everyone, but by the time I got to the spring play, my 7th grade year, it's like I met all these, like I really got close with the senior class and the junior class, and I suddenly knew people from all over the school, and that's just really stuck with me, that it's like I've tried to make friends with people from other grades because I knew how much it meant to me.
I love the community here, and my best friends are here, so I just love the kind of time I have here. It's a lot of fun. It's a pretty unique experience.
The sense of community here and how happy everyone is and how accepting and how willing everyone is to help with anything.
American Girls. Camaraderie. I've got a ton of friends here. I mean, just looking around the room, I see a bunch of people. Just all of these guys and gals right here, we've all become so close from 7th to now, and it's gonna be hard next year not being in school with them or without them, whichever one I just said.
My friends.
So bad. My first year I was literally terrified of everything and everyone in this school, but it got to be a lot more than just stuff that looked good on paper, like small class sizes and a good student-to-teacher ratio and higher test scores and stuff like that. It started to be that I actually want to be here because my friends are here and because stuff goes on here that is just so weird, but it feels good being a part of it.
I think the Seabury, it's very interesting school, and I like it a lot, especially when I came here. There were so many people and said hi to me, and I think this is very friendly.
What is your favorite Seabury tradition?
Probably Headmaster's Holiday.
I would have to say my favorite Seabury tradition is form trips. I think that having an opportunity to go and spend time with your friends outside of school, your classmates outside of school all together, is really, really important in terms of actually bonding with everyone in your class. I think that our class is especially close, and that's been in part helped by the fact that we've been able to go to places together, even though we didn't have a form trip last year. Like, I came here in freshman year, and our trip to Clinton Lake was awesome, and our trip to Omaha was awesome as well.
For me, it would probably be Heritage Day. I love going out into the community and really helping and spending time with my advising. I think that's a lot of fun.
Probably say the 2-week spring break. It's really nice. It's a nice break in the semester.
I think maybe late night, like tonight. I played basketball last year, so I joined the late night, and it was totally interesting and funny.
Okay, my favorite Seabury tradition is form trips. Is that a tradition?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably sleep outside. It's really unique. I don't think any other school really does it. And it's a lot of fun to experience with your friends, and it really raises awareness for the local homeless.
Dress-down day.
I like late night. I mean, I'm a little biased because I helped with it this year, but I really like late night because we get to show off our skills and kind of brag about ourselves out on the court a little bit, and show the crowd what they're going to be expecting for this season.
I really like stepping up. It's
one of the most symbolic things that we have, and it's taking each other's places but still staying together as a community. I really like singing on the assault, even though the gym sucks for singing.
Probably HH, Headmaster's Holiday. It's an entire day of just going wherever. You guys go somewhere different each year, most years, so I think that's probably one of my favorites.
Is Headmaster's Holiday.
I'd agree, Headmaster's Holiday.
Okay.
Definitely Commendation Thursdays. Those are my favorite. We haven't had very many lately, but I'm hoping we bring those back soon.
It's just white and
My favorite Seabury tradition is sleep out, but my favorite thing every year I look forward to is poker night.
What you gonna
Poker
do
night
to
and form
sleep out
trips.
this year, Grant?
It's probably going to be either stepping up or the practice of stepping up.
What's your most memorable moment from your time at Seabury?
9th grade form trips. I went camping for the first time, and Mr. Nelson made us run across the lake, and I forgot my phone was in my pocket, and I dropped my phone in the lake, and then I found it.
Well, there's always the time when I was running cross country still, and Coach Schrader said PMA because she wanted us to be like very positive, so positive mental attitude, but I turned it into PMS and tried to say that it passed off as positive mental state. And so during one cross country meet, it was like pouring rain. It wasn't a great race. The boys were still running, but the girls had just finished. And so I started running after the boys, yelling, PMS, PMS. And like the parents who were there cheering just started giving us weird looks, like even our own like Seabury parents. Just, it's a really fun memory.
When Dr. Eicher walked in on Austin changing in the hallway.
Favorite memory about Seabury would have to be traveling. Ooh, no. Last Seabury soccer game of my career. We're playing against Piper. All right. So it's the fight. We're already down like 4-1. So you know we're just having 4-0. We're having fun, right? So at the end of the game, there's a corner, and I turn to Hank and I'm like, I got this, sweeper keeper. So for you people that don't know, I'm just playing the goal line, but I'm not the actual keeper. So I made one save, kicked it out, they got another corner. Then I looked at Hank, I said, don't worry, I got it again. They got another shot on goal, and I caught the ball in between my knees, and I've never been happier in my life because I started hopping around like an idiot with the ball in between my knees while people were trying to kick me. And I was just dying laughing on the field, and I could not stop laughing after that.
Probably writing the list in 8th grade. That's probably the best memory I've ever had here.
Like hanging out with friends every day, I think that's the most important thing.
My favorite memory was last year during volleyball season on my birthday. At our first game, we played a 4A school, and we won, and it was great.
My favorite memory from Seabury was probably sophomore year state choir competition. We stayed at the sketchiest
It was
hotel
so sketchy.
I have ever been at in my life. And of course it was in the middle of a thunderstorm. So all of us were kind of wondering what was going to take us first. The sketchy hotel and the sketchy people around it, or the thunderstorm.
I was staying with Madison and Isabel, and they fell asleep, and I was still awake because it was really weird and creepy, and I thought I heard the door open. I was like, I'm going to die.
The list.
I was in a weights class, and earlier on that day, somehow my elbows and my arms and everything had turned blue. So I was lifting weights, and the mirror is there, and everybody's behind me, and all of a sudden everyone in the class starts saying, Dawson, your elbows are blue, your elbows are blue. And I looked, and they were blue, and I started to freak out because I thought it had something to do with my blood. And I ran out of the gym room, and I asked Coach to go up to the office, and then they had to call in like a fire truck came, and like a bunch of medics came, and they were trying to help me, and trying to figure out what happened, and it turned out that it was really nothing. But I mean, it was so funny because I really thought I was gonna die, honestly, in that moment. But because something seemed like it was so wrong, but it really ended up being nothing. And I also have to take this time to tell Mr. Nelson that it wasn't his fault.
When I was singing the national anthem for late night.
Well, the haunted house was fun because I got to scream at kids and they screamed. And Austin Gomer. Put that in the video.
Hi, my name is Austin Gomer, and I approve this message.
Probably had to be something on the volleyball court, just because my last game, 2 years ago, It was a sub-state game. We were just fighting as hard as we could. We didn't win, but it was one of the best experiences I've ever had here.
It would have to be in calculus class after our AP exam when we were trying to plan a party. And Madison said, "I'll bring the water." And then Max got confused. And then Mr. Knudsen said, "What's the least interesting thing you can bring to a party?" And then Max was like, water. And he was like, "No, yourself." That's my favorite memory.